Hello everyone. How are we? Very sorry for the late start today. Had a lot to do today. Was very busy, but I'm here. Oh, sorry about the echo. But I'm here. We're all here. Just let me know that you can hear me. Yeah, I think you can. If there was a bit of an echo, I'm assuming you can. How is everybody this wonderful Tuesday? Let's scroll up and see who's here. It's going to be a relatively quick one. I don't think it'll be more than like 30 minutes. There isn't that much to go through unless you guys and dolls have a lot to say, and you usually do. So you never disappoint with those comments. Let's see who's here. Rosa, Annie, Elaine. Oh, Dara. I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. How are you, dear? Lydia. Cynthia. Yes, so thanks to the Lord or whatever higher power you call to. Oh, Malo, it is also cold where you guys are. It's hard to be back after 3 weeks in the sun. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to move somewhere where it's even more hot. For me, it's the cold that I can't stand. I can actually withstand very extreme heat. It's probably why I can't even tolerate very mild cold. I think my body is just built for the heat. What's it here? Mary, hello. Hello, Carol, Anna. Yes, everybody get our Tuesday drinks out. Oh, hello, Diana from New Jersey. Bellissima, hello. Okay, I think almost all the usuals are here. Hi, Sherry, Levy. Oh, you were on Twitter when you got the notification. Should I be posting when we're about to go live on Twitter? Because I'm not sure how many of you here actually follow me on Twitter. If that would be useful, let me know. I will. Hello, Faye. Cookies and cream. Hello. And capital. Hey, Joyce. Okay, I think almost all the usuals are here. Deborah, hello. Marsha, hello, Black Cougar. Hey. I love your avatar picture, by the way. Hello, Joseph. Let's spill some tea. I've got all the tea. I'll try not to literally spill it on my MacBook, but got loads of royalty. Smirking in Jamaica, no cold air. Well, you know, darling, the Earth is doing some very weird things at the moment. I got video from family in Zambia where they've had snow, and I mean, I haven't looked at the history records, but I don't think that it's something that's happened for a very, very long time. So, Lily, I see Jamaica's getting a visit from Flip and Flop. You all with the names, Flip and Flop. This is in celebration of Betty's Jubilee. Oh, sorry, Betty's Jubilee, her Jubilee. Well, you know, the arrogance to actually think that a country that is trying to leave actually wants a visit from you. I mean, I can imagine most of the places in the Caribbean now, after Barbados was like, see ya, want to cut ties also. It's just a very desperate attempt to hang on, right? Okay, so let's get started with what we have today. Yeah, I just wanted to really just start off by saying that just to round off really from yesterday, that everything that's going on, to me, really, it's just a betrayal of Harry, seeing that sorry, a betrayal towards Harry, seeing that Angela Levin is going to write Camilla's biography, the way in which um the way in which there was never really, not that I would expect it, but you would think, even just for PR purposes, there would be an honoring of Diana's memory. And it's like just a constant attempt to push her to the side. And I guess that ties in with the effort to push Harry and Meghan to the side also, seeing how popular that they were getting, when actually what I don't think that the firm and the other royals realized is that by them humbling themselves, I think would have gained them so much more respect. Like, at this point, I don't think there's anything they can do to ever win back those that have just said enough is enough. And I think more and more people are saying enough is enough. Yes, it's incredibly tone deaf. And to look at this picture and see just how gracious and supportive Harry was, um, whether or not he agreed with this, he smiled along, he honored his father, and he accepted the fact that this was what he always wanted. He never wanted Diana. And you would think that they would just be gracious enough to welcome Harry, welcome his wife after everything that he did for the family. But it was just a square no. Um, and it's some kind of weird um, universe showing its irony that Prince Philip died on Prince Charles and Camilla's wedding anniversary. I didn't even know this. I just came across this randomly. Mary Davis, they never honored Diana in any way. Nope. I think the one and only way they really honored Diana was that famous concert that they did back in '97. I'm gonna revisit that one of these days. I might do like one of my royal rewinds. If I'm not mistaken, I think Kanye and Diddy were actually at that concert. I have to go back. Um, but even that concert, I can't help but feel that maybe that was Harry's idea, Harry and William's idea. I remember back then, um, even back then, William was a little bit more human. I do actually remember watching that concert and seeing both Harry and William very much enjoying the concert and enjoying the atmosphere. And then I think after that, things just went off a cliff. But I think from my memory, that's really the only time that they did something huge to honor Diana, and I do actually believe that that was held at Wembley. So I will do a royal rewind of that. The Telegraph is weighing in on the trucker convoy in Canada. Canada could make a decision to leave the Commonwealth. I think if Canada does leave the Commonwealth, um, it won't be for a while. I just think that for Canada, it's not a priority for them. Um, yeah, I don't think that this is like the top priority for Canada at the moment, especially considering all the other things that are happening politically and with Justin Trudeau right now. Um, but I don't really know how strong um, anti-monarchy sentiment is in Canada. If you know yourself, if anybody has any knowledge of that, please do let me know. Palana, you're not late. You're never late. Yes, Annie, they're trying to hurt Harry, and Harry is well above their pettiness. Malone, Chuck has more love for Camilla than his own horrible man. Well, he set up a trust fund for them, didn't they? Mm. Mary, even the statue had to wait for her sons before she got acknowledged. Yeah. I don't think they wanted that statue there. My guess is that that was probably more Harry pushing for it. Um, but Harry has come to realize it's a Game of Thrones in real life. Yeah. I don't think if he had never found a woman like Meghan, I don't think that he would have ever really been able to leave in the way that he has left now. Because if he had gotten with some aristo girl who was just, primped and primed to marry a rich guy, like there's no way he would survive this. Like Meghan is that um I don't want to call her like the ride or die, because I feel like that kind of has negative connotations, but she's a woman of she's just the gold standard. If I have to put it in another way, she's just the type of woman that is ready to work, but is still just so gracious and loving, and just has all the qualities that you would want in someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with, but can get business done. And that's the type of woman that Harry needed. Lizzie, I was reflecting on your last video, and I think people forget that the Queen stripped down of her HRH title. To think that C will be Queen Consort speaks volumes to that toxic family. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I'd actually forgotten. It's true. And part of the reason why her security was compromised was because of the stripping of the title. Oh, thank you, B10 Pal. Thank you so much, darling. Happy Tuesday. Sorry, guys, I had to take a sip of my tea. You know how my throat gets all croaky? Mary Davis, they should have had a statue for her while the boys were still young and the people could visit the statue and give homage. Yeah, because the statue is in the sunken garden, right? So can you get access to the sunken garden? I've never been. Yeah, Mary Williams saying Diana was paranoid was terrible. I still can't even believe that. They've gotten too big for their boots, and they think they're going to get away with all of this. Levy, as I said before, when Ball referred to his mum as paranoid, every single bet was off. It's all about here and now. Yeah, I mean, all of this just to get a big fluffy hat. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to put it on the slide, but apparently Camilla is going to be coronated with the Queen Mother's crown. So just so you know, the exact big fluffy hat that Camilla is going to get. And something else that I saw, and I'm so sorry that I don't have a picture of this, but Rose Hanbury's husband, he is often at ceremonies with the crown in a cushion. Like you'll see a lot of pictures of him doing that. So I don't know if that is some kind of official role that he has, but can you imagine if it's him, like at the ceremony, at the coronation? I'm not sure if it's going to be him, and if anybody has any information on this, and I'm going to keep digging, but I read somewhere that position, it's handed to different families in the aristocratic set. So I don't know if they'll give somebody else that responsibility, but if that is him, like how awkward will that be? How weird is that going to be? These people. Yes, Blacklight, the disrespect shown to Diana is absolutely hateful, and now they're doing their best to dehumanize Harry. Well, they're all going to get what's coming to them. TD, the Queen had a cousin who fell in love with a divorced woman and was forced to break up with her and later died in a plane crash. William is named after him. Really? I'm going to look into that. I've never heard of that. Thanks for sharing. I will fact check and check back. What was the name of the Queen's cousin? If you can tell me that, I'll definitely make a video about that if it's true. Mary, every time I see any parts of London, I see statues of everybody, but never once did I think about putting one there for Diana. Yeah, that's such an interesting point, actually. And then when they do put a statue of her, it's kind of in a place where you have to literally go there to see it. Like it's not in a main square anywhere, which I find very strange. Like if anything, um, if it was up to me, I would have put one in front of Buckingham Palace. But you know who wouldn't like that? Okay, I'll get back to your comments later. Let's get through the slides. Um, this. I I don't have a so this is a recent visit. I believe this was yesterday. Yeah, so February 8th. I don't have a video. Sorry, so this is today. These are pictures from today. I don't have the video, but in the video, just so you know, I would say maybe 70% of the children in the room were children of color. And you cannot tell me at this point that this is not on purpose. I've mentioned this. I actually did a whole video about the royal family using people of color as props. And at this point, I'm past being mad at the royals because this is obviously something that they're gonna do. But I'm more mad at the parents that keep allowing this to happen, or the schools that keep allowing this to happen. I don't know if they're told or to what extent they're told for security reasons that royals are coming to the school. They're probably just told that maybe someone high profile is coming. But I really do feel like um, parents need to start taking more responsibility and maybe saying to schools, if the royals are coming to my child's school, I don't want them to be pictured or used like this, to be used as a prop, to be grinned at by this. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but like, look at her face. Like, this is the grin of all grins. This deserves an Oscar for grinning. It's like she literally can't grin at that little girl anymore. And I don't know why parents keep allowing this. Like, I'm laughing, but I'm also crying, and I'm also mad that this keeps being allowed to happen. And look at the other kid with the yellow cup. Like she's literally screaming, like she wants to get out of there. Oh, to your comments. Um, Grant, from what I can see in the comment section of IG, they don't want them visiting. Flip and flop is not welcome. They're always asking for the irrelevant Harry and Meghan instead. Is that to Jamaica? Yeah, I don't see anyone from Jamaica asking for these people to come. I don't see it. Um mm, yes, Malone. Meghan elevates everyone. She's just an amazing person. Crystal, Harry's situation with his family is so sad, and Meghan's family situation is just bad. And I'm so glad that they have each other to comfort each other, given the situation. Joan, the people humming about leaving does not have anything prepared. Barbadian PM is on a whole nother level. She made a decision, stated why, and told the Queen and the rest of her family to pound sand. Yes. I mean, if you're going to leave, you really have to have a whole plan. Barbados has actually done some amazing things with tourism. They've recently, I believe, introduced a nomad visa for people who can work remotely. They were one of the first countries to introduce that. So they're doing things, and I think they know that they have to navigate these waters that are going to become very choppy. Because as soon as you try to pull away, the monster wants to pull you back into its swamp. So I do believe that the Barbadian PM is indeed doing a good job. Um, Mary, the royal family is one sick. Sad story family. Prince Harry and Princess Meghan is the only good thing that's to come out of there, outside of their children. Yeah, and the only good and pure and loving and authentic thing to come out had to leave. Mm. Harry should publish his book in May. Yeah, surprise them all. Like they're all waiting for November. But he could drop it earlier. Look. Robert, how much will funeral and coronation cost a British taxpayer? Asking for a friend. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. And the amount of money that they're using now to promote all of this, and it hasn't even started. All of the PR to shove it in our faces. Yes, Black Queen, the boys are bored, not amused. It doesn't matter how much he grins and grins and grins. Do nothing it gets my nerves using black kids as props. Yes. Oh, the cousin's name was William, and he worked for the British Embassy in Japan. Okay, thank you so much. I'll look more into that. Yeah, like she just looks scary. Like, oh, yes, kids are very good judges of character. There, Denise, token pony show. Oh. Oh, your comments. Kate has a crazy face, that top left pick. Do you know what? They're just trying too hard. And it's just like, we all know that they only started doing this to the extent that they're doing it afterwards. Because you know there's gonna be people who are like, oh, but you know, if it's only white children, then you'll call them, you know, racist. And if they're seen with black children, then they're using them as props. It's the fact that there has never been a balance. It's the fact that before Meghan came onto the scene, you never saw them um, trying so desperately like this. And you can see that this child has so clearly been like pushed into the forefront. And actually, behind that little girl is another black little boy, and she was also interacting with him as well. But pretty much like half the people in that room were people of color. Yes, we are not a racist royal tour with innocent props. Um, oh, so you think that whole thing with the person that died was there was a conspiracy behind it? Okay. I'll definitely look into that. Yeah, the kid being held is howling. Mm, oh, um, yeah, it just looks staged, however you look at it. I believe Camilla was actually at another event around the same time. So now their events are clashing. I don't know if the Game of Thrones has really been amped up now, because it's not that often that they'll do events like on the same day. Yes, like Baron says, grinning and grinning and grinning, like a Cheshire cat, like a Cheshire cat. Mm. Oh, some of your comments. Angela, the schools have to get the parents' permission in the US to showcase their kids. Mm. I still think Chuck made a deal with Lizzie. Camilla becomes queen, and Randy Andy will be taken care of financially. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, Chuck can make all promises to Lizzie while she's still alive, and then do a complete 360 when she's gone. Yeah, Benjamina, a statue of Diana would do wonders for tourism, and that's probably the very reason why they never want to put it up. Mary Davis, the Queen knows her family has done so much dirt. That's why she's worried about Prince William flying around in that helicopter. Yeah, and where has he been flying back and forth to? That's what I want to know. Um, Dilly, I wonder how she keeps it up all day. That grin. Wonder if her face hurts at the end of the day. Yup. I mean, she's done it for so long now. All right. The next thing that I wanted to just mention was this that I saw on Twitter. You know, all of the campaigning that they did, and what was it that they wanted? They wanted Thomas Markle out here with his "I wish it hadn't come to this. I will testify." Thomas Markle vows everything will come out if he is forced into the witness box by daughter Meghan suing a newspaper. And what they got was Prince Andrew will face a 2-day grilling by accuser Virginia Roberts' lawyers in London in March and be made to give evidence under oath. And we all know how terrible he was in that Emily Mantis interview. Everything that they threw at Meghan and Harry is going to come straight back to them. And all of the history of the royal family is just repeating itself, you know. And this is why I say to you guys and dolls all the time, like, don't worry. They have they have dug their own tunnel to hell, and karma is slow, but she always comes knocking eventually. We're in the age of Aquarius. Yes, Crystal. How could I even forget about the Windrush scandal? They should be utterly ashamed because I don't recall that the royals said anything about that scandal. That was just so badly handled, so unnecessary. Jojo blogs, all from Berkshire. What's it like in Berkshire? I've never been there. I actually do need to explore a little bit more of the UK. I'd like to before I leave. I've never even been to the Coswolds. Yeah, that little girl looked absolutely frightened. Black Queen, first pic with Kate saying, I'm faking it to make it. I can do it. I can do it. Next pic with Black Baby, I can't do this. No more. I'm going crazy. I can't pretend no more. That's exactly what she's saying in those pictures. Christ. Oh, it's just like, why is the only question that I have. Cookies and cream, the unroyal family is so comical. They're nothing but racist, self-absorbed people. It's more obvious that they don't like people of color. I mean, it was the day after the Oprah interview. Charles showed up to that. I don't know if it was a nursing home or wherever it was. It was just literally full of all of my aunties, full of all of my aunties. And then obviously William showing up to that school um, with our auntie here in her Ankara print top with her braids, talking about we are not a racist family. His kids are gonna have nightmares. Okay, and I saw this. This was posted on, or the comment in the white box. I think this was posted on Meganpedia's Instagram. I don't know if it was actually her or she reposted it from somewhere else, but just so you know where I got it from. And I just thought it was really interesting. And it said, anytime I see people saying Kate will be queen as some sort of dig or insult to Meghan, I just laugh. All other things being equal, we know the Windsors all live for a very long time. So let's give the queen 2 more years. So that means Charles will be king around 75 or 76 years. If he grows as the queen, we're looking at him being on the throne for probably 18 to 20 years. That means William and Kate will probably have to wait 2 decades, or William, Kate, and allegedly Rose, when they're in their 60s to be king and queen. So the Meghan haters need to ask themselves this question: will there even be a monarchy in the next 2 decades? Will Scotland still be part of the Union? How many countries will remove the monarch and become a republic? Will people even care about it, even if there was a monarchy? How the public how will the public even see the monarchy? Trust me, in even just 5 years, Harry and Meghan can build so much financially to not even see the monarchy in any regard, but just as something they know that they were part of. That's all. In my opinion, I don't even think Charles will enjoy that 18 to 20 years suggested time on the throne before the monarchy is abolished. Can I get an amen? Because it's all true. There are no lies. We can call Inspector Gadget to look for lies. He will find none. And I feel like this is why they're just so much in a rush to get everything out, to make sure that Camilla got her spot, to kind of set the script for what's to come, because they know that the Queen's time is coming to an end, and at his age, is Charles really going to enjoy his reign? And then it also begs the question, something that we've asked all the time. By the time it gets to William and Kate's reign, what is the monarchy going to look like? In the last 2 years of the pandemic, people's attitudes have changed immensely. And I think even people who were very pro-monarchy are just so disillusioned by the current economic and political climate that to see this family who live such a privileged life and have given so little over the last 2 years, they have really given so little. Even people, I think, who are very pro-monarchy are starting to get irritated. And as this Twitter user said, we are about to witness a psychopathic establishment-led frenzy of monarchism, wrongdoings, inequality. The feudal hangover of aristocratic state power and privilege will be ignored in favour of the false narrative of national identity, family, and philanthropy. And as I've always said, you can be proudly British. I am proudly British. And part of my pride as a Brit is knowing that there are so many things in this country that we do have to be proud of, and we don't have to put this family, this corrupt, adulterous, paedophile protecting family, at the center of our national identity. Yes, yes, Elena. It's nothing new. They keep doing it. During the clenching of the doors are a telltale sign that she doesn't want to be there. That is the only expression she has that says, I am smiling. And she hides a lot behind that expression, doesn't she? Okay. Marana, they should just go back to what they do best, cut ribbons, shake hands, and go to their castles. Yeah. And I honestly wouldn't have a problem with them doing that if they were not involved with shady people and they paid their own bills and didn't live off the taxpayer. Then they can cut all the ribbons and shake all the hands that they want, as long as it's not on the taxpayer's dime. And then those that are truly royalists could show up for all of their little fancy events. Kate's going to be reading bedtime stories. Really? Someone share more information on that. I didn't know about that. Now we're reading bedtime stories. Isn't that against royal protocol? Yeah, those babies look frightened and bored. That first picture, Bones' eyes may stay crossed after that look. Seriously, was that look supposed to be funny, or is she making faces on purpose to the child? I think she's just trying to smile, but she's smiling too much. Yeah, Harry is just effortless with children, and so is Meghan. Doesn't have to be doing all that grinning and grinning and grinning. Yes, Joyce, they are working overtime. It's actually quite astonishing how much work they've been doing. They won't stop working. And they can't, because now they're truly in competition mode. Because they now, not only do they have to compete with Harry and Meghan, they are now also going to be trying to prove themselves as better options to be on that crown. Rock, I want to imagine this PR farce. You despise the biracial, run her out, but now you think black babies are like toys or royal gems. Make up your mind. Copycat is not funny anymore. Yeah, need to make up their minds. Pick a struggle. Yes, with Diana, you could see it was genuine. You could see it was from the heart. You know, you could see that she really wanted to help people um to bring awareness to real issues, to reach out to people, to just come down to a human level. I don't think that well, Diana never centered herself around these things. It was really creating impact and focusing on the work, and you could feel it. You know, people could feel it. There was nothing pretentious about it. She didn't, you know, put herself on this pedestal. I'd like to think that she was very conscious of, that kind of like white savior complex that we talk about a lot when people do aid work. I never got that vibe from Diana. Mm. Yes, Rhonda. They complained if Megan did something on the same day as others, it was breaking protocol. But now it's absolutely fine to do things on the same day. And we'll probably see more of this as they continue to try to compete. Yes, Mary Davis, the longer Harry takes to publish the book, the more ammunition they give him. I can imagine that there's going to be so many changes to that book as the year goes on. Let me just get onto the last slide before I take your comments. Oi, UK politics. My. There is a lot that has been going on. I saw this headline yesterday and I just had to roll my eyes. Government spends 12 million on Jubilee books while schools struggle to afford books. Listen, I'm all for children understanding parts of the culture, what's going on, but this is just not necessary. Okay, British history is already on the curriculum. There was no need to spend 12 million on books to teach children about an overpriced party. Given the amount of press coverage and TV coverage that the Jubilee is going to get, 12 million on books. There are parents that are barely managing to pay for their children's school dinners. And they spend 12 million on books about the Jubilee. I mean, I don't even know what to say to this. And then this picture that I have here is of Bojo, the clown, as you can see, Keir Starmer, who is the opposition leader, the head of Labour, and in the middle, a picture of Jimmy Savile. Now, the reason there's a picture of Savile here is because there was an incident that happened where I believe Boris Johnson accused Keir Starmer of. Okay, just give me a second because I wanna get this right. Because I can't remember exactly what he said. I don't want to say anything wrong. Okay, so Boris basically accused Keir Starmer of failing to prosecute Jimmy Savile, and this was over the Sue Gray report, and they were basically blaming him because he was supposedly was in a position of power where he could have prosecuted Jimmy Savile. Now, the truth about the situation with Jimmy Savile is that the entire British establishment are responsible for the fact that Jimmy Savile was not charged. The left are responsible, the right are responsible, the BBC is responsible, the whole media is responsible, the royal family are responsible, the whole damn establishment is responsible. So where this even came from, that Boris Johnson just decided to come out with this jibe. I don't even know. I don't know where this came from. The only thing that I can say is that maybe this was just a distraction tactic to get us talking about something else, because Bojo the clown is failing so much with his own government. So it was just like, let's just pull out this, outrageous claim about the opposition party, when the truth is that the entire establishment failed when it came to um, Jimmy Savile, because they all knew. Everybody who was in these elite circles would have known, particularly the royals, because Savile was so close to Prince Charles. So close, in fact, that rumor has it that Savile almost became Prince Harry's godfather. And if it wasn't for Diana saying, "Not today, Satan," he probably would have been. And can you imagine what that would look like today? And of course, the Queen knighted him. So I don't know where Boris Johnson randomly, or why Boris Johnson randomly decided to pull this out of the hat. But it's pretty disgraceful, because the whole establishment is responsible for what happened. Oh, no, sorry, I'm just looking at an article. So Mr. Starmer was the director of public prosecutions and the head of the Crown Prosecution Service in 2019 when a decision was made not to prosecute Savile on the grounds of insufficient evidence. Okay, so that's the reason why he was pointing fingers. Be disgraceful, to be honest with you. Oh, thank you so much to Joe Blogs for joining. Welcome to the club. Okay, let's take comments. Some of your comments about Kate just have me howling. Yeah, that kid could smell the insincerity from a mile away. Well, thank you very much to Lisa for the donation. Thank you, darling. Rosa, Duchess of Sussex, do you think that it was a made-up story by the press that the Queen was worried about William? What worried about William? About what in regards to William, darling? Worried about William because of Kate, or explain that a little bit further, please. Yes, Emerald, Windrush family is still not properly taken care of. That whole situation could have been sorted out so easily, but they just decided to make one big political theatre out of it. I just don't understand. Yes, Boney, Mighty, they were digging a pit for Meghan and they dug two. Levy, am I leaving the UK? Yes, I am. Absolutely, I am. I won't say where I'm going to at the moment, and I can't give a exact time frame, because to be honest with you, I've been trying to leave for the last year, but the changes, as you can imagine, in different mandates in different parts of the world has affected that. Like literally in the last month, I've had to change courses. So I've literally what I've done is I've just unbooked everything that I booked, because the country that I was meant to go to, there's things going on there that I don't want to get caught up in. So I've just made the decision to unbook everything. There are a set of countries that I feel that I want to go to, and when I'm literally ready to leave, I will then book and go. My immediate move is temporary because I just need to get out of the UK. I just cannot be here anymore for my mental health. But eventually I will settle in Zambia, and I'm obviously building my homestead and my home back there very, very slowly. So Zambia is the final destination, but between now and then, I just need to be somewhere other than this messy island. Um, Benjamin, does anyone know if there's tension between William and Charles since the announcement regarding Camilla? I think there's always tension between the two houses, Clarence House and Kensington Palace, because they're both fighting for the crown. um, does the royal family serve as patron to any black causes? Mm, that's a good question. I don't know. But even if they did, we know that being a patron doesn't necessarily mean that you get more money or that you even get visited. And if you do, it might be once every 8 years. Where has the sperm donor gone? Not a peep in months. I guess they just can't use him for anything at the moment, or they've just realized that them continuously using him, it just doesn't work. If that little black girl could speak, she'd say, "Mummy, we had a crazy lady visit us today." That's mm. all of you with your amens. uh, oh, hello, Sonia. You're fashionably late, darling. Fashionably. I have to scroll past all the amen. Oh, hello from France. Thank you for joining us. I'm trying to get through your comments. William and Kate on the throne for 20 years. That's if nothing unnatural happens to them. I personally would fear for my life after what happened to Diana if I was part of that family. Yeah, because how can you trust that somebody else won't do something to you? You'd just be constantly watching your back and hoping that, one of those giant paintings doesn't fall off the wall and onto your head. Yes, Charles was older than his mother. I doubt he'll enjoy his time on the throne. Elizabeth, people don't have time for pomp and circumstances when we can't afford heating and food. The frenzy has long gone, and I think that this will be evident this jubilee, hence why hype's begun. Yeah, I feel like they have to try and hype it up now because by the time we get there, I mean, there's just so much drama going on. I mean, I could bore you all day, folks, about the drama that's been going on in the UK, especially with, as Lizzie has mentioned here, um, with the heating and heating prices, like they are going through the roof. If you watch back some of my other videos, you'll know that I am actually a prepper. Like we're quite big preppers in our house. So one of the things that we prep for in our house is things like price hikes, and the hike of goods. And I mean, not to say that this will happen in the UK, but if you look at countries like Lebanon, if you look at countries like Turkey, they've had a lot of issues with price inflation. So we have extra goods in the house. We get, you know, precious metals as and when we can, just to protect against inflation. Um, these are things that I generally like encourage people to do because you just don't know what's coming around the corner, and with the rising cost of goods, with the rise in taxes, in national insurance, I definitely foresee a situation in the UK where people will have to choose between food and heating. Um, oh, thank you, Joe Blogs, for the super sticker. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, I didn't really have anything else to add to today's conversation. I scripted a video detailing everything you ever wanted to know about Diana's revenge dress. So that was actually meant to be the pre-recorded podcast that went up today, but I just didn't get around to it. But that will definitely be coming tomorrow. So look out for that. But I'll just get through your comments and then we will call it a day. 600 of you today. Thank you so much for coming. CMAC, no video this time, so she doesn't get caught rolling her eyes with kids. There was actually video. I just didn't have time to kind of upload it. Otherwise, I would have shown it to you. But it was, I mean, the room was quite small, and there was just a lot of people moving around. But there was video. But there was no eye rolling. The future royals are too connected with the royal rota. It's going to be a mess. It will be leaks galore. Yes, it will absolutely be leaks galore. Let me just put a nicer background. Let's put Meghan's cute little grin. We love that photo. These are Kate's grinning to keep from crying. Maybe. Beverly, hi all, just been listening, preparing dinner, Duchess says. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's not for a podcast because everybody's doing podcasts now, aren't they? You couldn't write a book because that would just be seen as way too copycatish. So she's going to read one instead. Oh, bye, B10 pal. And thank you for your donation, darling. Laroque, as I said before, Harry dated a transactional woman who wanted only the action to belong. The only woman with meaningful respect was just his mum and Meghan. Yeah. Although, to be fair to Chelsea Davy, wasn't she? She was like university educated. She was actually quite an intelligent girl. I think that the media just really went after her in that very vicious way. That they usually go after any woman that's connected to the royal family and try to paint her as, you know, kind of like the dumb blonde. But I don't think she was at all. I think she was actually a very intelligent girl. But it's just the way the media is with women when you're connected to the royal family. It just so happens with Meghan, there was also the element of race. Yes, Angela, Diana also had a real job with children before she married. That would have helped her interact with people. Yes, that's also very true. And I love that even though that she came from an aristocratic family, she actually did go and get a job. Because often with these families, the girls are just told to sit around and wait for a rich husband and not work at all. So I think that says something for all their own faults. I think that at least says something positive about the Spencer clan. Yes, Patricia, I've noticed that as well. When children see Harry and Meghan, they want to be near them and touch them. I don't see the same reaction with William and Kate. Although that's partly because, you know, William and Kate have set a tone where people don't feel that they can, you know, be very huggy and touchy. Whereas you can see with Harry and Meghan, you know, you get the feeling that you'd be very comfortable to go and give them a hug because they usually reach out to give people hugs anyway, especially with children. Yes, Black Cougar, it was very organic and heartfelt, and you can feel it. Ah, so his name was also the guy who was down in the plane was called Prince William of Gloucestershire. Ah, I'm going to do more research about that. Thank you all for mentioning that. Hello, Ethan's husband. How are you? Joseph. Children treat the sausages like rock stars as opposed to Copy Kate, who they treat like the boogeyman. Well, it's not like over the last decade, William and Kate have, you know, created an image of being very chummy, very approachable, shall we say. But I think it's because they have wanted to. I think that they wanted that very traditional royal protocol um, image, and that's what they wanted for their, or that's the tone that they wanted to set going forward, and then leading up to them eventually being on the throne. Now the problem is that that may have worked a long time ago, but it doesn't necessarily work, or it doesn't necessarily relate to people now. Um, let me just keep scrolling down. Hello, everybody, for just joining us. We are about to finish off, but thank you very much, and you can watch the replay. Rock, the Queen was in church later after her funeral. She never mentioned Diana's name. Down suggested, according to reports at the time. And Boris Johnson, he needs to go down as well. He is so corrupt. I hope the House of Commons gets him out. Oh, I don't think they will. I don't think they will. And even if they do, like I said before, I've just lost all faith in UK politics. Yeah, I'm like lifelong Labour voter. Pretty much from the time I could start voting. My mother, obviously, working in the NHS, lifelong Labour voter, and we've just been let down, really. Keir Starmer, I feel, has not been a very strong opposition. And the moment he sat down with Piss Moron to do that interview, I just knew that this guy, no, he is he is just not on board with working class people at all. I feel like Labour have well, they took a very nasty turn after Tony Blair. Andreen, if William and Catherine want to impress me, they should go wherever people can't afford to eat. Well, as long as they actually bring food, bring some kind of campaign that can help people. Talk to their Tory friends. Such a great country, so disgraceful for the government, the monarchy, and the press. Yeah. Honestly, if it weren't for the shenanigans of the royals and the government, I would probably stay. But I just no longer feel that the UK is a healthy place for me, for anyone. And I don't think that in the next decade is going to be a place that you want to be at all. And I've said this so many times to my family and friends, and some of them, like, they just can't see it. But I'm not here to force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. I have to do what's best for me. Lovely. I saw one of the videos for LBC Tomini is a lie on it and reported it. Yeah, she's been on there quite a few times, actually. Joe blogs, I sincerely hope William and Kate learns to read the room before embarking on any tour of the Commonwealth. I think once the Queen passes, the institution here on Shutter Island will implode on itself. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, how do I put this? I'm bracing myself. I'm bracing myself for that to come, because I really do think that not only will the institution implode on itself, that it will drag down a lot of government and the establishment with it. Come to Australia, I don't think Australia is a good place for me to come right now. I actually have friends in Australia that are trying to leave and have been trying to leave for the last year. So not at the moment, I don't think. There was a time though where I almost moved to Australia for love, but it just he had come to London and stayed for a few months in London, um, and then just decided the London life wasn't for him. But I really did like him a lot. I did actually consider it. I considered life in Australia, but I think I was just too young at the time. I was 26, just turned 26, and I just don't think it would have been a good idea for me to like hop on a plane for a guy, even though he was a lovely guy. Um, oh, there's snow in Australia. That's interesting. Whether the monarchy will survive, and I have to wonder if it doesn't, will Charles, after a few years, just hand it over to William? Um, I mean, does does Charles have the stamina if he's not fit and healthy enough to continue anyway? Because the Queen really, um, for all I have to say about her, she really does have stamina and she's kept on going. And I really do think that she will continue with her duties literally until the last day and the last breath. I don't know if Charles has that stamina. Oh, Wed, I'm looking to retire in Zambia too. Just came back 3 weeks ago. Oh, amazing. So lovely to hear. Um, he he uses sperm donor on GB News every 2 months. Okay. Well, I don't read GB News. I'm so glad that that channel has been such a flip flop. Like it really hasn't. I mean, it hasn't failed completely, but it hasn't been the breakout show that I think that they thought it would be. Mm. Levy, they're fighting for the poison chalice. I believe Charles's reign will be short and uncomfortable, not like he's expecting. Yeah. Joe Blows, can you tell me why suddenly we are seeing so much interactions from Kate with black and brown students in schools is becoming concerning? This has been happening more and more since. Oh, hello, Federica from Germany. This has been happening more and more since the Oprah interview. That's why. Yeah, it's so offensive just parading innocent kids like that. And that's what they have to do to become to stay relevant. It only appeals to like a certain set of people. Mm, okay. Yes, truthfully, good advice. Old food. Look into the prepping community, y'all. I've been lazy with my prepping channel because I just haven't had time, but it's something that I do want to build because you just really don't know what's around the corner, especially after the last 2 years. Everybody should be a prepper. Like there was a time when the word prepper was associated with these kind of like weird doomsday people like waiting for the aliens to arrive. Like being a prepper is not about all of that craziness. It's just about making sure that you and your family can be provided for in any emergency situation. And I'm pretty sure that if you are in Lebanon or in Turkey right now, you would probably want a few gold or silver coins because there are some people that can't even afford bread. Mm, I mean, just ask anyone in Venezuela right now. Don't let normalcy bias convince you that that can't happen in your own country. Melita, the prices for food, gas, food and gas in the US are through the roof and still going up. Yeah, actually, the US has one of the most amazing prepper communities I think of any country. All of like the best preppers online are all from the US. Mm, Frederica, what got me was that the poor got £200 for the winter. That's nothing. Yeah, I think they tried to introduce some kind of voucher or something like that for people who don't have as much money. But then when you consider that the price of goods in general is going up and then national insurance is also going to go up also, like it really doesn't make much of a difference. Mm. Thank you for coming, Mary. Okay, I'm gonna try and get through your comments as quickly as possible and let's round it up. Oh, they had to pay 200 back? Really? Dang. Thank you, Pelena. Thank you for coming. Yes, if anyone is crying, Andrew, it's Carol Middleton. Man, I tell you, you know, the Middletons have escaped the spotlight for so long, but I feel like, it's that thing of they everything that they wanted, all the bad things that they wanted for Harry and Meghan, they're getting back themselves. And I feel like this is going to be another one of those things where they wanted to push Harry and Meghan to the side, and they're going to get the spotlight on themselves in the worst way. Um, yes, Joe Bros, copy Kate on all levels. That's why she's out here reading stories now. Yeah, the Cambridge's visit to Jamaica is going to be interesting. I will be here with my tea, my biscuits, my plantain chips. If William and Kate comes to Jamaica, bring back Birdman artwork token from the island. I don't even think that they have enough self-awareness to want to do something like that, because that is actually a very good idea. If anybody from Kensington Palace is listening, if you're going to go all the way to Jamaica, at least give them back something that you stole. At least cover your behinds like that. Do some good PR. So Dana had 2 jobs in her own bank account. Yeah, she never struck me as somebody that wanted to just be an aristo wife. She wanted to create her own destiny. Unfortunately, she entered an institution where that wasn't possible. Hey, hey, Church Nelly. Hey, sweet eye candy. Yeah. Let's see. What else can I give you? Let me switch up the picture for a sec. Harry and Meghan drinking tea. Okay, who's gonna get the closing statement? Because I'd love to get through all of your comments, but we might be here all night. Who's going to get the closing statement? Yes, Mary, if they wanted to help people that give up tax money, they don't need our taxpayers' money. Mad Wilson, if the royals are head of the church, then I've got to take a bath. Take 100 showers. Oh, you're in Mexico, Spectra. Yeah, I know a lot of people that are moving to Mexico. I also know a lot of people that are moving to the Caribbean. I know one woman who literally moved from the US to the UK, didn't like what was happening in the UK, then moved to Germany, didn't like what was happening in Germany, a lot of the mandates that are happening there, and has now moved to the Caribbean. So I do think that we're going to see one of the biggest migrational shifts in generations, because people are voting with their feet. So you look after wealth, knowledge looks after you. Zambian proverb. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. Even I didn't know that one. I'm gonna send that to my mum. Thank you. Actually, I think we can end on that one. That is very, very nice. You look after wealth, knowledge looks after you. Thank you so much for that, Shil Stewart, and everybody for coming this evening. Everybody who has joined memberships and donated, always appreciate you. And yes, the Diana Revenge Dress podcast that I pre-scripted will likely be up tomorrow. So, Bellissima. Okay, thank you for clearing that up. The £200 energy thingy is a loan to be paid back at £40 each year for 5 years. Bloody hell. But that £40 is probably equal to the rise in national insurance. But anyway, thank you for clarifying that. Have a lovely day, evening, everyone, and I will see you tomorrow with a much more happier video, I think. Okay? Ciao!